Bruh. Oh my goodness. Let me just say, this video is painful. I mean, extremely painful to look at, because we're gonna cover it, but it pretty much is emblematic of what I've said before. And that is, weak black men make weak children, 100%. And even if you are with a black spouse, if you are a weak black man, the only benefit that that woman has, that black woman would have, is that she would have to pick up your slack. That's it. But if you have a son, she can't train him how to be a man. You have to understand this. All she can do is give him what she, as a black woman, has experienced in this country. That's it. And something I will say again is that if you are going to go outside of your race, one thing you're going to have to be is especially strong, because what will happen if you do not have a sense of self-worth is that you will assimilate and you will succumb to the stronger culture. So if you're Asian, you're going to succumb to them. If it's a white spouse, you're going to succumb to them. If it's Mexican, you're going to succumb to them. And I've seen this time and time and time again. With black men, you have weak black men who get with these women. We have weak black women who get with these men. And what they turn out to be are tools that are used to exploit and denigrate their own people. That is what happens time and time and time again. 9 out of 10 times, that's what happens. So I say that to say this. And in this video, you have this child, this black child, or at least that's what I'm going to call him. You have this black child. He is asking his father, why are you so black?
What?
Why are you so black?
Now, I want you to think about that question, because we're going to have to break some of this down. Think about a black child who is asking their father, why are you so black? Think about where that mindset is coming from. What is he being exposed to? Why is that even a question for him? What does it mean to be so black? Think about that. Now, these are concepts that, non-black people, it's foreign to them. It's foreign to them. So that's why there's a certain understanding when a black person meets a black person, especially growing up and living in this country. Now, his father responds with, that's how God made me.
Because that's how God made me?
Why is mommy so white?
Because that's how God made mommy? What's all these questions?
The son asks, hey, why is mommy so white? Father responds, well, that's how God made her. He then goes on to say oh my God, this was beyond painful to hear this come out of a child so young. It's painful to hear anyone say this, but to know that they are being led down a certain negative direction, a very self-hatred direction, that's what, that's what takes a cake. But then the child goes on to say, I'm glad I'm not as black as you.
That's why I'm mixed.
Yeah, you got best of both worlds, honey. Why?
I'm glad I'm not as black as you.
And to add insult to injury, right? To add insult to injury, guess what the father says? The father goes on and responds to that, to what his son said, as, well, I'm not even all that black.
Bro, I'm not even all that black. Relax.
Bro. What do you say to that? So you have, you have a Sambo raising a mini Sambo. And the mini Sambo is so much, he's a bigger Sambo than his father. This reminds me, I kid you not, this is very much the Dave Chappelle Klan skit. That's what this skit is. Where at the end of the skit, he ends up leaving his wife because he says his wife is a you-know-what lover. It's mind-blowing to see how depraved the mind can be. First off, he should be asking, why are you even asking these questions? Where does this come from? It's a personal conversation that should be had with your son. For him even asking this, where'd you hear this from? Why is this a question that you're bringing up? What about your blackness? A lot of the times, that's where you get a lot of these black conservatives, or these conservatives, I call them, these black Sambos, that they're not taught about their history. They have been fed their history from the white conservative. And the white conservative will give you bits and pieces that benefit their cause. So in order to have you be a foot soldier for them. So when you have a child such as this, who's not being fed anything, well, guess what? Like they say, a child's brain, all of our brains are like sponges. Guess what they're going to soak up? They're going to soak up some self-hatred. That's what they're going to soak up. They're going to soak up some self-hatred and end up being a tool against their own. As we can see in modern day politics, you have these fools who are a tool for the white conservative, or you have them who are tools for the white liberal. And to have this father respond to such questioning, or respond to his son saying what he said as, I'm not even that black. And then he catches himself because he realized what he's saying, right? Because I guess the chip deactivates, it glitches just for a second. It deactivates just for a second. And then he goes on to say, well, black is beautiful.
Bro, I'm not even all that black. Relax. Black is beautiful.
Bruh, that kid, he may be the next, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. But if, during a war, he may fight for the other side. That's very much what will happen, okay? He'll be the first person that'll get right in line behind Candace Owens and talk about, hey, black people don't need reparations. Hey, there is no racism. Hey, you just have to lift yourself up with the bootstraps. Hey, stop being lazy, okay? I made a joke in you. So you have to understand the wickedness of this. And I would argue the mother is the most wicked in this scenario. Because listen, I'm no fool. I understand that there's evil out there, especially with the lineage of evil. That's not saying everyone, but there is a lineage of evil out there, okay? And they very much will program their offspring to be an accomplice to that lineage of evil. What I would argue is that mother is the evil, rotten one. And the father, unbeknownst to him, right, she is programming her son to view his father, right? His father as less than. For your son to say, I'm glad I'm not as black as you, that tells me, hey, the mother must have been saying some stuff when the father's not around. She must have been saying some things like, hey, I'm so glad you don't look like your father, you take more after me and stuff like that. So, and this tap dancing clown is so much of a Sambo that he doesn't even care. Because you have to understand, there are some 100%, there are some women out there that are extremely wicked. So to have the son turn on his father, that is some wicked, diabolic behavior. This is why it's so important to vet your spouse, okay? As you all know, the program's coming out February 14th on Valentine's Day, but to really vet the person you're going to be with. Because you may have the pro of a woman having the same history and the origin of you, but you may have a con where she hates her father. And now she's going to hate the son that you produced together just as much because it reminds you of her father. It's another man. And in this scenario, you just have someone who has a serious problem. I'm trying to use proper YouTube words, but you have a woman who is programming her son to hate himself just off the base of the color of his skin. That is what's happening. You're having the enemy, and I would argue his wife is the enemy. You're having the enemy raise your offspring. Just as Malcolm X said, you're having the enemy teach your children. That can't go. You can't build with that. And they know this. They know this. So this was extremely heartbreaking to see, because you just as you have a lineage of evil, this is a lineage of evil, I would argue. The Sambo, Coons, all that's a lineage of evil. And as the other saying goes, not all skin folk are kinfolk. They have a lineage of evil as well. Some of them were in the house and enjoyed it very much. You just got to be careful, man. You have to vet the people you're with. For him, at the end of the day, I don't see any respectable black woman getting with him. None. So he's already cut off, right? You may have someone who may try to reprogram him, but where he is right now is game over. It's a wrap. There's nowhere else for him to go. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think, whether or not you believe Lucas, Dr. Umar is right again. Dr. Umar, you owe him an apology, Lucas. You owe him an apology. Or if you haven't believed, listen. I hear what you're saying. I agree to an extent. I agree to a certain extent. But I will also say that it's important to vet who you are with. You can't give someone a pass just because they look like you. Because there are a lot of self-hating individuals who look like you. So I would argue that when you're going outside of the group, that you really have to vet the person, okay? Extremely. Because there's a lot that can go wrong. We'll say that. There's a lot that can go wrong. But damn, this was brutal, man. This was brutal. Nevertheless, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you had a disagreement, if you don't agree with the video, well, you're more than welcome to call in during disagreement days, which are typically held Friday through Sunday. There'll be a number on screen. You call in, we duke it out. Either or, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think. Is Umar on to something? Is Umar on to something? Or it's a little more nuanced than many are being led to believe. Like and subscribe and that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing.
Bro, I'm not even all that black. Relax. Black is beautiful.